when a person finds himself still in the dark, which means, in a sense, in his life, that he doesn't have the intellect, he doesn't understand, doesn't have the intuition to understand something. He's still on the level of a door. He's made it. He doesn't understand, but he admits. Then comes the level of a bracha, that he reveals it. He draws it down in his traits. The same thing is also in the Sfiras, that the level of a door, the level of a door is the attributes of Malchus, which is the lowest, which refers to Machshava Dibra Meister, thought, speech, and deed, which are already garments in comparison to the personal traits that a person has, in comparison to the emotions, in comparison to the intellect. So they're considered as garments, external, that a person could put them on and take them off. Sha'edo ubchinas Malchus, ubchinas Nehi. Nehi is considered the feet, the hips, the feet of the person. This is already considered the deeds and the maisa, the active, practical deeds of the person. Not the emotions, it's lower than emotions. Ubracha hu bebina, the bebina hu amshachas hakesef. And bracha is the union of a revelation, is the union of bina, because in bina there is already the drawing down of the kesef, of the highest attribute, the attribute that's higher than the 10 attributes. What is the reason that bina has the amshacha drawing down kesef? Because bina is the union of understanding and analyzing something. When a person understands something and he understands it thoroughly, then he has a special pleasure, a special tainuk that he gained, that he feels when he understood something. So therefore Chassidus explains this is the connection between bina and kesed. Kesed is the union of tainuk, ecstasy. This is the level which is higher than intellect, like a crown that's over one's head. And bina is the union of understanding, which is the union of the intellect itself. The memutza, the midpoint between nehi, which is the lowest level, the level that a person finds himself on a level of consent because he doesn't have yet the intellect, and the other extreme, which is bina, which means the understanding it, like the banks, river banks that pour over. In the same sense, his mind is analyzing something and understands it with the fullest broadness. So what is the memutza? What is the midpoint between the two? Hu asfiras chagas. It is the sfiras chagas, the emotions, which is love, fear, and the attribute of pity, which this is the midpoint between nehi, which is the practical doing of the person, and meichen, which is the intellect. So the emotions is the midpoint between the intellect and the practical deeds of a person. Sheba Aveda, what is the union of chagas? Chesed is the union of the pnimius part of chesed is love, love to Hashem. Sheba Aveda wa Aveda de Vahafta. Liyesha chesed u'chlolos hamidas de chagas. Since chesed is the general midah of the three midas, chesed, gvura, and tiferet, goodness and strictness, and tiferet is the union of pity. So therefore, this is bipnim. Why does a person do chesed? Because he has he has a certain feeling. And this is the pnimius, the highest of the midah of chesed, of being generous.
How is it connected to gvura, though? Two distinct things. I can see how Tiferet is a little.
Tiferet is a blend from two of them together.
How is chesed the clouds of also gvura?
I mean, Chassidus explains that you have in gvura, you have different examples of gvura which are for the purpose of chesed. In Sfira we have gvura sheba chesed. So the Alter Rebbe brings an example, for example, rain coming down. If it would come down in large size, it would flood the world. So therefore it says it comes down in drops, although the drops are limitations, gvura, for the sake of chesed, not to destroy the world.
The story of Fania
Magel, that he gave a Hatchila Yasta, and he says, Leila Kach, and I didn't want this, I didn't want that. Yeah, one he said that this is not Reif Teve and Yechelam Lekabel. Couldn't get too much. Okay, so now we're up to Vahafta. This is basically where the Alter Rebbe, based on a Maimon of the Alter Rebbe, is a Maimon from the Rebbe, Tavshin Tezvav. Mentioned in the previous year that this is a surprise Fabringen in 1955. There was something going on in Israel and the Israeli government, and the Rebbe made, I don't remember exactly, but the Rebbe made a strong statement when it came to elections or something that was taking place then in Israel. And this was the reason why I said that the Rebbe was Fabringen. It was a short Fabringen. Shabbos Hazon, which was very unusual in those years, Shabbos Hazon, Fabringen. The Rebbe came out like it's not a set, those years, there wasn't a set time till about 1958. But the Rebbe came out then, it was people already had left, and the Rebbe was Fabred that came out, said a Mamar and spoke Sichas. I mean, everything is published. So now the Rebbe continues, how does one come to love Hashem? So what does it say right after V'ahavta? It says, that in order that a person should come to love Hashem, so this is is based on what is said in the following verse, that the words, these words that I am commanding you, Hayem today, which means that when a person concentrates on what these words mean, that the I, the big I, is commanding, who Hayem be'elam hazeh dafke, is in this physical world. This is what Hayem means. The be'elam haba rak ha'ora bilvad. In Elam Haba, it's only a ray, it's a revelation, a limited revelation. And in this physical world, this is where a person actually connects with Atzmos. With the Eibush, he's higher than any revelation. That this is what the sages tell us, that the Yofeh Shachas, the Shachas B'tshuva, a short time, with repentance and good deeds in this physical world, is more than Kol Chayei Elam Haba. And as the Rebbe Marash explains like in a Mamar, that the reason is because this is the cause that brings Elam Haba. Since Elam Hazeh is as a result of Elam Hazeh and our deeds in Elam Hazeh, we bring down the revelations of Elam Haba, so therefore we understand that this is greater than Elam Haba. In addition to that, as the Rebbe mentions here, that this is because in the higher world it's only a ray, it's a revelation, it's not the essence alone. So the Rebbe says when it says here Elam Haba, that it's better than all the revelations of Elam Haba, doesn't refer only to Gan Eden, it refers to all the different time periods, upcoming time periods. All this is considered only a ray, a revelation, but not the essence itself.
How can you say that?
What?
That's amazing.
The Giluyim from Chesam. I'm talking about the Maisa HaMitzvahs that a person does in the Elam Hazeh is what it is. Okay? The Bazer Mevayer, Kvi Kedushas, Ad Morat Tzemach Tzedek, Ve'agoyas, Madiyisa B'Gemara, Ala Posik, V'yigiu Shonim, Asher Teimar, Ein Li Bahem Chayfetz, Eilu Yemeis HaMashiach. There will be times that will come, years and come, that a person will say, I have no desire in them. Yemeis HaMashiach. The L'chaira Einem Muvam. V'arei B'Bias HaMashiach Yegiloi Otzum De B'Nigla Kved Avaya V'Rocho Basar Yachdav Kefi Avaya Dibet. Bias HaMashiach will be a very enormous, great revelation that the Kved Hashem will be revealed, and revealed in a way that V'Rocho Basar Yachdav, everybody, the whole creation will see it. And as the Rebbe is always particularly mentioning in certain occasions, that Chol Basar means not only the eyes of the flesh, but the flesh itself. The Rebbe is medayik from a Mamar from the Mittel Rebbe, that when we say Chol Basar means that it permeates, it reaches, extends till the Basar, that the Basar itself becomes a vessel for this revelation. What will they see? Kepi Avaya Diber. That the Eibishter's mouth is actually sustaining the whole creation. So how is it appropriate?
Huh?
Is this
something we can understand, that flesh can see something?
This will be where Mashiach will come, when everything be refined.
Can we understand such a thing?
We're told in Chassidus, how will it work technically? We don't understand. I mean, this is when it says it'll be Mamata L'mayla, the whole world will be elevated to a higher level. It says Gabi the Behemoth. It says, why is it V'shom Nasa L'fanecha K'mises Eitzenecha, that will fulfill then as you told us. So the Mittel Rebbe makes a whole yonka from it. What does it mean, V'shom Nasa? That then the behemoth will be on a higher level, and the person will be on a higher level. So we're talking here about a different sort of a world. The whole Daimim, Tzemei Achayit, all the different world components will be elevated and refined. So therefore, how is it appropriate to say on these days that there's no desire? I mean, this is a great revelation.